What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Appreciate those of y'all that are tuning in. Much like the Will Johnson video that I did previously, we're going to do a very similar thing with University of Miami quarterback Cam Ward. A lot of draft analysts, they have Cam Ward as their number one quarterback in the class. They believe he should be taken first overall. Some say he's the most talented quarterback in this class. Really excited to break it down, get into it, and let's do just that. Alright, so here we go, starting off this video with a hit. What really impressed, why I chose this clip is because it shows how calm and poised Cam Ward is under pressure. So the defense is going to be sending everybody except this edge to Cam Ward's left. And right here, the player that's lined up between the left guard and the center, which is 78 and 50, is going to come scot-free immediately. And you're just going to watch Cam Ward evade. He evades him right here. Still keeps his eyes downfield, right? I mean, he's listed at 6'2", so he's a smaller quarterback. He's able to evade that pressure, and then he still keeps his eyes down the field, steps up into the pocket, delivers an off balance, wrong-footed throw, and it's an absolute strike, absolutely right where it needs to be. So again, we're going to see Cam Ward under immediate pressure, and what I like is how he's always moving his head, and he's like, you can see him process things in real time. So here he's going to look left as I play this video, looks left, doesn't like it, already switches to the opposite side of the field, and then again facing pressure, but just being so calm and poised to evade it. Barely gets half a second to breathe when he gets to the top of his drop, evades it, throws an absolute strike for a touchdown. Now, if you want to be a franchise quarterback, it is key that you are able to look off safeties, look off defenders, and be able to determine what the defense is in pre-snap. That way you can have a set plan. Here, Ward does that, so you can't see it at this angle, but to his left, he's going to have number 2 running a go route, and he's going to look off the safety in this area. If you can see with the mouse, he's going to look off that safety, get to his read. So you see it, he's looking up to safety, determining what the defense is in pre-snap, making a decision off of it very quickly. All stuff you love to see. So the same thing happens here. Cam Ward is going to look to his left, and he's going to throw a seam ball to number 8. It's going to end up somewhere right around here. So as I play this clip, you're going to see Ward look to his left, make sure there's no backside safety that's going to creep to the middle of the field, gets to the top of his drop, and throws an excellent ball to number 8 for a score. In modern football, we see it become more common that quarterbacks are able to throw with the flick of their wrist from different arm angles, elbow locations, and whatnot. And so Cam Ward in this play, or in the RPO action here, he's able with the flick of the wrist to deliver a perfectly well-placed ball with excellent touch. And what I really like about Cam Ward in the RPO action here is his ball fakes. I think he does a really good job of hesitating the defenders. So, like, for example, 52 is going to get off this block from the right tackle, and you're going to see him just like hesitate for a moment. I just love Ward's mechanics in this RPO action as we see this play out. RPO action, flick of the wrist, a dime for 6. Here we get a good sense of Cam Ward reading and dictating off of the defense. So this play for Miami, it's a play action, and the back is going to chip and release to the flat. Then we have number 7 right over here that's being guarded by 44 in the slot. He's going to be running a crossing route. And so Cam Ward, he wants to go with that crossing route, so he's going to read number 20 right here. So he reads 20 as I play this play out. Play action. He's looking that way, looks to the middle of the field. You can't see it now, but there's going to be a defender right here. I believe he's number 21 to the bottom middle of the screen. Gonna see if he cheats that way, but still reading 20. If 20 gets any depth, then we gotta go with the check down or somewhere else. If 20 doesn't get any depth, then we can throw this crossing route to number 7 from the slot. Doesn't get any depth, throws a crossing route, beautifully placed ball, and you see right there, there's the defender right there that Ward was checking on. So here's where we run into the bad. So pre-snap, this looks like a single high all-man coverage, right? We have single high right here. Usually and typically in this kind of look with the safety shaded this so far to this side of the field, we usually want to go down here, but at the bottom, and here's why I say I don't think that this going up here to the top is their main play, because here at the bottom they're going to have number 3 and I believe number 11 right here. These two to the bottom closer to the screen are going to be on a double post, and then you're going to have 7 right here in the slot on an out and up. So it's like a rub. It's like a rub play in a sense. And so when you usually dial up a rub play, that's typically your first and second read. And so here it's not. This one isn't typically. It's bad on Cam Ward, and here's why. Because he's going to see this is the defender that was right guarding number 3 on the double post. And here's the defender right here, if you can see with the mouse, that was guarding number 7, who's going to be on the out and up. So Ward sees that the guy that was, the defender that was guarding 7 in the slot is going to eventually take number 3 right here. So he believes he's got a free access, easy touchdown. And you're going to see the ball come out in a straight line as opposed to over the top. Now, again, or the next point, this defensive back that was on number 3, he's going to be watching Ward's eyes and react to it and be able to switch off. And these two defenders, they do a really good job of switching off onto this thing and passing it off. So he throws the ball. He sees that defender that was initially covering number 3 is going to fall off and guard number 7 right here on the out and up. And you can see that ball really in a straight line and it becomes picked, right? And so here we are with part 2 of the VAD. And the main summary for this, I think, is just Cam Ward being a bit too greedy. So I'm going to try to draw this out in the schematic of this play. So right here, we're going to have a hitch, another hitch right here with a seam going this way. And then here's where the action is going to happen. So we're going to have this guy right here in the slot on this. Like it's a rub route or a switch release, however you want to call it. We're going to have him go to the outside here, and then he's going to take the inside, and eventually at about this spot right here, he'll be this option that I'm second drawing is going to be open. Eventually, you're going to see Cam Ward look to it, but he doesn't go there. And so as I play this out, as I play this play, eventually, right? So you see Ward, he's looking to the left, and we see this defender that was initially right over here. He's going to take the guy that was initially in the slot. So that gives us this space right here to hit this wide receiver. Because now we have the leverage, right? He's got distance between this corner here. You could potentially just loft this over the linebacker's head if you're afraid that this linebacker next to the referee, could be in the passing lane or intercept it. And we've got plenty of space from this safety right here, right? So we see him looking that way, but he doesn't take it. Instead, he being a little bit too aggressive, goes for the deep shot, the deep play, and it gets picked by the corner falling off. So 2 things of the bad is him being aggressive and predetermining something when the corner actually falls off of it. An area of improvement for Cam Ward is going to be his footwork. You see a lot of hops in his footwork, and when you see a quarterback that hops into the top of their drop, they're usually going to be inaccurate and off balance. So it's something that I think he can work on, right? You see the one hop right there, not a very good base. Then he hops again. Right there, that's the perfect base you want to be at. That's the perfect reset that you should have in base. But then he resets again, gets his footwork. You can see, right, his feet are really wide, and they're even wider than his shoulders right here. If you were to draw a line from his shoulders right there to where his feet is very wide. And what's going to happen with that is your throw is going to be wide. And then again, right here, we're going to see him, right, tons of hops into his drop, not really on balance. So when you're off balance, you're going to be, like I said, inaccurate. But I think something else that he could also improve on is just getting and it's pretty simple. Just get yourself squared. Get your hips and your shoulders squared to your target, and that should help him out. Otherwise, you're going to have results of this where the throw is wildly inaccurate. Cam Ward he's excellent at fitting the ball between the flat defender, which is the cornerback in this instance right here, and the safety in cover two. So what happens in this play and what Miami loves to do a lot is they love to pair a out route right here from the slot with a go ball, a must outside release go ball from the top wide receiver right there. They love doing that a lot, and Cam Ward is excellent at it. So this corner right here, who I'm going to circle, is the flat defender, and then this safety is eventually going to drop, and he's going to get some. He's going to get some. As I redraw, excuse me, he's going to get some depth over here. And Cam Ward, as I mentioned earlier, is just really good. He has it to an elite level where he can fit the ball between the flat defender and the safety in cover two. And so you again, or something else I want to point out. Watch his footwork and you tell me what you see about this. And you tell me what you think in the comments about this throw. And I think he's a lot better of an anticipation thrower than people give him credit for. So right now, right, good base, right? But also right now, he's letting this ball go, and he's going to be throwing it to the receiver over here, outside the numbers to the top of the screen. And he just fits it in there perfectly. As I mentioned, he's got very good velocity, and the ball comes out with heat when he puts effort into the throw. Here's another example, as I mentioned in the previous video, of a Ward fitting a ball in between the cornerback and the safety, and also just throwing with anticipation. So again, to the top of the screen is what we're working with. From the slot, we have the out route from the top, from the 40 at the 40-yard line right here. We have the go ball or the streak, number one, however you want to call it. And the anticipation he throws with already right now, he's getting ready to release this ball. And if I didn't tell you already what was going to happen in this play, you would have thought he was going to number 7 here in the slot, which is what this corner thinks right here too. So you're going to see the corner react to it. Watch him react, and in return, it's perfectly placed. And I like how he leads his wide receiver farther to the numbers, right? You see this wide receiver when they catch it, they're at the 40-yard line and very close to the sideline and the sideline hash marks. You want to do that so that way this safety doesn't have enough space to react or make a play on the ball. Now going back to the footwork, when he has that base consistent and he has all his cleats in the ground and he's able to flip his hips into the throw, it's a thing of beauty. So as we see with this play right here, perfect base, keeps his feet, all his cleats are into the ground, gets a little hip thrust into it, and the ball is put exactly where it needs to be. So I mean, if he can just develop consistency with that, it's really going to help him out. Here we see Ward showcase the different arm angles that he can use from different locations. It's pretty special. Then what makes it even more special is when you're dealing with pressure like this from number 2. So he's going to stand into the pocket. And again, we have to remember Ward, he's listed at 6'2", a little bit smaller for a quarterback. So it's tougher for them to step up into the pocket, and when the pocket collapses or there's pressure in their face, how well are they able to respond to it? It doesn't face him here. He's got immediate pressure in his face, sidearm action, and the ball is delivered with perfect accuracy. It's just showing you all the tools that he has and just how ridiculously talented he is. I love this rep from Cam Ward because it shows him operating on time, in rhythm. He gets to the top of his drop and he's already making a decision. Footwork is a little bit better and improved right here. And so as I play this clip, you see him, he's going to look to the left, get to the top of his drop, already look to the backside. Read, makes a great throw. If, quarterbacks, when they operate on time and in rhythm with anticipation like that, they usually have a very high hit rate in the NFL. Ward throws the ball with great zip. I mean, he's got a ton of velocity when he throws the football, and sometimes he's just effortless in doing it. That's really impressive. But what also is impressive is his ability to fit the ball into some tight spaces, some tight windows. So here we go on this RPO look. Again, excellent ball fake. It really draws the defenders in. You see number 31, he gets drawn in. So that means if he collapses down, we have the slant route that we can hit. Ward does sidearm, tight angle to fit the ball into with some zip. Unfortunately, though, it's incomplete, but I mean, that's a great rep. This right here is next level anticipation by Cam Ward. So Miami is going to bring this wide receiver, number 7, in motion. He's, as I get my annotation board out, he's going to come across. He's eventually going to settle down, but he's just going to come across, stop at the first down marker, settle down there. Right here to the bottom of the screen, this wide out, he's just going to come across the formation like this, almost on a crossing route, and you're going to have who's going to get the ball ultimately is going to be right here, this man right here in the slot toward by the ACC logo. He's just going to kind of fill that void right in through there. And I mean, by the time he gets he's not even looking by the time the ball comes out. And so when the ball eventually does get to him, it's kind of like a surprise. Just next level, unbelievable anticipation from Cam Ward. As I go back, clear my drawings, get back to the mouse, and watch, he's letting this ball go. He's not even he's he's not even looking. None of the routes have finished. None of the routes have fully developed. But quick release, lets the ball go, and you can see number 11 is kind of looking like it's going for him. It gets to number 8. I mean, just unbelievable anticipation from Cam Ward. The biggest knock on Cam Ward is that he holds onto the ball longer than he should, and sometimes he holds onto it for the reason why he wants to look for the big play or he's big play hunting. Very kind of similar to Caleb Williams in a sense from last year. And so he's going to have 9 and 7 on out routes. They're going to be, both of them are going to be open. He doesn't get rid of it though. He looks to this opposite side. And I mean, if you don't get to here and you get to here and you have a chance to throw it, I mean, that's okay because this can very well be a big play right here in the slot right there. And he can throw it, but he doesn't get to it. Instead, he'll hold on to the ball longer than he should, looking on the backside. And, he eventually gets out of the sack, but, who knows? Yeah, and he makes an incredible play. It's just something that he'll have to refine. I mean, we saw Caleb, who we thought was one of the most greatest creative quarterbacks in the class, right? But even that got to him. It's just to go to show it's a little different in the NFL. This right here is by far my favorite play from Cam Ward that I've seen throughout his entire college film. So he's gonna work the left side or his left side art to the top of the screen for us over here. So the tight end, he's just gonna kind of release and get to this hitch right here. This wide receiver to the top of the screen, he's just gonna be on an out route. And in the slot, we're gonna have a corner route. Okay, so that's the schematics of the play. And Cam Ward, he's going to look left, and his key defender, if he wants to get to this corner, is going to be this defensive back right here. If the defensive back gets depth and he gets that leverage where he can get in phase with this corner route, we're probably going to we have the leverage for this out route. Probably have to get there or get to the check down right here to the tight end. But I just love the way he goes through his reads here and he's able to read or manipulate this corner. So as we see and as it gets played out, you're going to see him look left, right? He's got his eyes all the way over here to the number 2 on the out route. Goes back, he sees, right, number 2, the key defender that he was reading. He flips his hips, he gets it turned. Cam Ward, as soon as that defender's flipping his hips, he's going to flip his eyes, flips to the corner right there. That's a beautiful strike for 6. I mean, that's NFL stuff that you love to see. And so here we are, the final clip. We're saving the best for last. When Cam Ward puts all of it together, it's a thing of beauty. So down, he's going to be looking down here to the bottom, and as I get my drawing out, this wide receiver, they're going to be running. It's what Miami, well, if the drawer works, this is what Miami loves to do, right? They love to pair an out route from the slot with a go route from the number 1 to the bottom. And then on this opposite side here, which is where he eventually gets to, you're going to have a backside in. quarterbacks, when they are able to hit a backside in with timing and rhythm, accuracy, they have a very high success rate in the NFL as well. So he's looking right. And what I love even more about this though is his footwork. His footwork's going to be just seamless and flawless. Looking right, it's going to pump fake. Doesn't love it. That's also going to draw this defender right here, if you can see him by the mouse. That's going to draw them in. And he just keeps that. He keeps that base right. He keeps his cleats into the ground. That way, at all times, he's ready to fire that football away. And then just flip your hips. Get your base even. Right. The first thing you do. Keep it. Then just flip your hips and position your shoulders, hips, body to where your target is. Just flips his hips. Quick, easy movement. No need for an extra hitch or a reset. And get to that backside in with perfect accuracy. That's NFL level coverage. That's just that. I mean, it's special. That's special. As for the film breakdown portion of this video, that is it. It's officially over. Now let's dive into the summary about Cam Ward, meaning what I believe teams are getting when they draft him. In my opinion, Cam Ward is my QB1, and I think he's the best quarterback in this class because of the raw talent that he has. Now, here's my, I guess, depiction and list of that raw talent that he possesses. To me, the first thing that pops up is poise. He's very relaxed and calm. Nothing really seems to bother him, whether that's in the game, in the big moments, talking about leading fourth quarter comebacks and that sort of thing. And his pocket movement, like he's a quarterback that he's not like over the top athletic, but he's very sneaky athletic, and he just bounces off defenders, meaning that he's very hard to tackle and bring down. I think he's a lot better of an anticipation thrower than people give him credit for. He fits the ball into tight windows. He has really great zip on that football too, and that's just with a effortless throwing motion. Like a lot of these things he does pretty much effortless within the flick of the wrist, as we've seen sometimes. Things I think he needs to work on. Definitely the first one is going to be at times he does hold on to the ball a lot longer than he should. That's going to have to be eliminated, and some of that is just from the effect of he's holding on to it too long because he's looking for the splash play. That's something he's going to have to learn, and it's going to be his biggest learning curve when he gets to the NFL. But it should very easily be coached out of him. Uh, I think there's sometimes when he's a little bit too like I want to see how I want to phrase this. He 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 has a hard time processing things when the defender falls off of the coverage or when they kind of switch the coverage picture up a little bit. Now that happens to a lot of quarterbacks, but I'm talking specifically that clip. I think they were playing up against Virginia or Virginia. No, it was Virginia Tech, and he thinks it's the out and up, but then it ends up that the corner ends up falling off of the double post and goes to the out. I think there's some times when defenders can read his eyes, so that's something he'll have to learn from, and he'll have to pan out, obviously. But I also think he does a good job at processing that. Watching the film, he was a lot better processor, and he processed it pretty quickly than I expected out just off of watching it from the broadcast and the live feed. And I also liked how he was able to read the defenders and read key defenders and look defenders off, so that way he could go one way and have a plan uh, pre-snap and before pre-snap. I really liked all of that, and so that is it officially for this whole thing. The summary breakdown. That's a wrap. Appreciate those of y'all that are tuning in. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Be a friend, tell a friend, share this video out with others. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. If you like this type of content, subscribe. Once again, I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all. Looking forward to the next one. And until next time.